And now,
hi, everybody. So glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, for a much-anticipated main event. 10 rounds in the heavyweight division between George Foreman and Iron Mike Tyson. George Foreman's coming down to the ring now, and what a nice reception as he is completely focused in on his goal tonight. Mike Tyson, so alert right now. I mean, look at his focus as he makes that walk that so many fighters dread, but he makes that walk down to the ring just so very alert.
introducing first, in the blue corner, with a record of...
All the talk, all the hype, now the fight. Round one, scheduled for 10. Good job landing 3 punches by George Foreman. Teddy, through the history of the sport, this is one of the matchups that has produced some of the more interesting fights, especially in the lower weight classes, speed versus speed.
Who's going to be the guy that uses speed better? Who's going to be able to time shots and control range? That's what I'm looking at.
Solid straight right hand. And you can see he wanted to do that as he holds on there. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand.
Double up your punches. Come on, get focused.
Takes one, but gives one. Good work by George Foreman. Super 2-punch combo by George Foreman.
Come on, cover up.
Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Well, supposed to be fighting, but instead he's hugging.
Still not moving enough. Move, move.
Oh, they both land flush with uppercuts. Really good work right there, landing the 2 punches in sequence by George Foreman. Foreman lands a formidable left. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by George Foreman. Took a shot, now he gives the left. They're not exactly getting to know each other. They're just beating the hell out of each other early on here.
Yeah, Joe, if this keeps up, they're both going to have headaches, and we're going to have one of the great fights to talk about.
Really on the mark with that over-the-top shot with the right hand. And the bell rings, signifying the end of the round. Foreman's pure aggression got to his opponent in that last round. He looks fresh, his opponent doesn't. Comes right back at him with a left hand. He clinches when he gets to the inside.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Good looking combo by George Foreman. And now he brings the left hand upstairs. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by George Foreman. Both men digging in with uppercuts. Tyson's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance. Mike Tyson digs deep with a big uppercut. Must be the punch of the day. Both guys bringing home uppercuts. Solid left hand to the head. You see the accuracy now with that double jab up top.
Nice.
Very nice work to the head. The right hand landed. Right to the body. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. And Tyson with a block punch. Very accurate with the overhand right. Oh, you see him with the left to the head there? Able to land another power shot early on here, Teddy. Does he have to worry about trying to keep up this pace?
No, I don't think so. If he keeps at this pace, he's not going to be around to worry.
He has his target. He lands the straight right. Mike Tyson's left now getting into the mix. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
And now you can see him utilizing the jab.
You know, a lot of times you see a guy on the outside bouncing around, staying away. You understand the use of a jab. But when you're coming forward, you have to come forward with a cover. And that jab, that's the cover.
Nice work, the left hand to the head.
It's okay, bring him back.
How about that exchange? A little head hunting with the right. That's a forceful two-punch combo by George Foreman. George Foreman's doing a good job of putting his punches together. His opponent's got to be wondering, how do I stop this?
Well, right now, you made a good point there, because right now his opponent is wondering too much. You know, he's just busy blocking the punches, wondering about the combinations. He's not getting off.
Little head knocking with that right hand.
Finish with the hook.
Mike Tyson's hurt by a superb hook to the head. How about that left hand? Foreman's so dangerous with that accuracy. A two-punch combination landing. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by George Foreman. 10 seconds to go in this third round. To the head he goes with a left hand. And this round comes to an end. Start of round 4, I was trying to listen in to what was told to him after the third round. Teddy, he trails on your scorecard 3 rounds to zip. He's throwing a lot of punches, but he needs some better advice.
Yeah, well, one of the things that he could be told, and I would tell him, is move after your last punch. Don't stand there and wait for the receipt. You're paying a price.
A sound combination by George Foreman. Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there are some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counter-punching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
Tyson's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. There's the combo downstairs. Huge left from Big George. Foreman's showing you that sublime skill right now with that two-punch combo. Big George Foreman with a big right hand. Foreman crushes home a left. Those wobbly legs of Mike Tyson have steadied.
But now the question is whether or not his opponent has found something that will work. Found something that will get those legs unsteady once again.
Lands flush with the two-punch combo by George Foreman. And that's the end of round 4. Foreman's defense is going to need to shine when he gets back out there. I mean, just look at the close-up of that cut we're seeing.
Yeah, he's got to use his legs. You're right, Joe. He's got to get out there and buy some time for those medicines to work.
Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Foreman's rocked by a huge hook to the head.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Zoning in on that gut combination punch downstairs. How about that angle by Mike Tyson? That was good stuff.
Yeah, that's how you break up pressure. Guys coming at you, trains coming at you. You don't go back on the track because it's going to hit you. You go off the track on the side. Exactly what he did. And that train went right past him.
Iron Mike lands and banging away he goes. Mike Tyson is on his pants. Iron Mike's got to get back up. Tyson's showing you what he is made of, getting up off the canvas after being knocked down. A good block by Mike Tyson. Targeting the left hand to the body. He missed by a mile. That wasn't even close by George Foreman. Tyson's taken a lot of punishment with the right hand. Teddy, you've said many times, it's where you put your own head when you get hit by those right hands.
Well, one place I could tell you where not to put it, in the middle. And he needs to move it to the left, outside that right hand.
Foreman's punch is far off the target. And he's holding.
Focus.
Each man able to land an uppercut. Scores up top with a left. Nice strike after catching one by George Foreman. And this round comes to an end. Foreman's in position right now to really bring home a good victory. He's up on the punch stats. He's up on your scorecard. This is his fight.
Yeah, we just hope that the judges, and you never know that. That's one thing that sometimes can really disappoint you in this business. You hope the judges see it that way, because I can't see it any other way.
Look at that combination by George Foreman. Big shot he just scored with. Oh, and he goes down again. The question is, can he rise up and continue on? That's it. It's over. Fight is over. Mike Tyson's unable to beat the count. Knockout loss for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, by knockout, your winner, Big George Foreman.
As we saw, he was up on your scorecard throughout the evening. George Foreman's now a winner by knockout.
Listen, you want to win, you want to get to a title, you want to be successful, but you want to make money. And this is one way to ensure you're going to make money, scoring knockouts.
Good, enjoyable, entertaining fight it was. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everybody. Glad you've made the decision to be with us. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore, and we're glad to be bringing you action and welcoming you to the New York Arena in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's main event. 10 rounds of heavyweights between George Foreman. 10 rounds slated in the books tonight. Here's the first. A thundering right hand from George Foreman. With a matchup like this, Teddy, a boxer versus brawler, Who do you really have more confidence in that they can pull off the win?
You know, in one way you could say the brawler because he's got that eraser. He could pull it out of the fire, but I'm going to go with the guy who's probably more rounded athletically, has to do more things because he didn't have that great gift of power. He's had to learn to do other things. And if he's forced to fight in the spot, those other things aren't working, he'll be able to do that.
When he lands that jab and that straight punch, Sonny Liston is a real dangerous fighter. That jab alone can knock you down coming from Liston. Oh, what a whip by George Foreman. 1, 2 jabs. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. He digs in with a left hand to the body. He got hit, but he sends it right back. Foreman's really in position to control things in this fight if he can do what he did just there, and that's land a good, solid jab. So many times you hear of an early round where they're just feeling each other out. No way. Not these guys. Straight to action.
Well, if they can keep this up, they're both going to have headaches, but we're going to have a special one on our hands.
Very accurate two-punch combo by George Foreman. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. He committed to the jab, and then he brought home the bacon with the uppercut. Well done.
All right, you look great. Just don't go crazy in there. Apart from this.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. George Foreman's the kind of boxer that wants to do just that. Find the target, get the combination working, land both punches. One of the fastest punches in the game. Oh, things opened up and he was able to place the right hand well. What an excellent two-punch combo by George Foreman. Downstairs with a right hand. And Sonny Liston, so strong on his feet. He will fight on here after being damaged. Nothing there on the punch by George Foreman. That's a flush shot, banking away those body shots with the left hand. Foreman's landed a good, solid... Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Oh, he's hurt right there. He is hurt.
So in this kind of situation...
Wow! He goes down from the uppercut. Well, Sonny Liston is an injured animal. Watch out for the big bear when he's been in danger. He gets up after that knockdown. Blocks it away. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by George Foreman. Got to try to do better than that. He missed with that hook. Foreman's getting back to basics. A good, solid jab. Good, clean shot, returning fire. Well done by George Foreman. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. That is a strong uppercut there. George Foreman's putting forth that hard work he did in training camp there, landing a crisp combination. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Round comes to an end. We saw the knockdown there in that round. A little bit of a momentum game.
Yeah, obviously it gives you confidence, but you know what? It can also be a momentum killer, believe it or not.
How so?
Joe, I've had guys where the worst thing that happened to them in a fight was when they scored the knockdown because they thought it was just going to keep happening. And they thought about only the punch they landed, not how they set it up. So they got away from the game plan.
Foreman's not skipping a beat. He came out just the way he finished up last round.
Yeah, what I like is that he's a thinking man's fighter, and his corner gave him probably good advice. They know that the opponent only had 60 seconds to recover, and they're figuring it wasn't enough time.
misses his opponent's headshot. Scored well upstairs with the right hand. Took a shot, now he gives a left. George Foreman's jab continues to carry the day. He's wanted it, he's got it. Takes one, but gets what a big shot. Can he get up from this? He's done it before, but can he get up from a second time down? Look at this. George Foreman's opponent is floored. A knockout victory. Boy, was that impressive.
By way of knockout, your winner, Big George.
He's probably going to mark that down as one of the highlights of his career. From out of nowhere, one single. Good evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas welcoming you to the Thomas & Mack Center just off the Vegas Strip for our main event. 10 rounds of heavyweight action. Great atmosphere here tonight. You talk to everybody rings. Opening 3 minutes of this 10-round fight. When you have a lot of speed, how effective can a feint be?
Oh boy, it can be really effective because your opponent is keyed up already. Before the bell even rings, he's jumping out of his shoes. He's waiting for something to come quick. So you let him think it's coming, he's going to react to it. And then you go get him.
Keep that head moving!
George Foreman's getting himself into the mix now, landing that left hand. That's a good hook by Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield's combination punching is working well here. Comes right back at him with a left hand. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by George Foreman. Good flush shot upstairs. Foreman's cheek is cut, and you can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. Holyfield's left landing well. Scored well up top. Tremendous pace being set early on here between these two. Can't see this fight going the distance with this pace.
No, not unless something changes, like moving their heads a little bit.
Firing off the uppercuts. Great exchange. Foreman's showing you what it takes to be the best in this business. Good, crisp combos. There's a straight right hand. What a big shot from George Foreman. Big George Foreman unloads a left hand. Last 10 seconds. George Foreman's objective is to land that jab, and he did so right there. Here we go. Round 2 is underway. He just missed that shot up top. Oh, good exchange there.
Keep those hands up.
Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Little volume punching to the body there. And makes that nice right angle on that hook upstairs. Little head hunting with the left. Goes up top with the right hand. Evander Holyfield's landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Halfway through round number 2.
Keep working the body.
Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. And now he's targeting upstairs. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. George Foreman's doing well here with that 2-punch combination. This is just beautiful to watch. Watch how he just links one to the next, Teddy. A beautiful sequence, almost like musical notes being played.
Well, exactly. It's a nice tune because it just follows. One, as you said, follows the other. Nice and smooth.
Good doubling up of the jab by George Foreman. And now he scores with that left to the body. Commits to the straight right. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Hands up. Blood coming from the nose of big George Foreman. And that's the end of round 2. George Foreman, well, he's back in the corner, which is critical in terms of trying to stop the bleeding on that cut. But it's also critical because they need to put forth a new defensive game plan.
Yeah, they have to make sure that they buy some time here and start moving their head, using their legs, tying up a little bit, doing anything to kill the clock and not get caught on that cut anymore.
And there's the left hand working well for him again. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Right hand over the top, very accurate with it.
Watch the hook.
Right to the head with that right. Foreman's putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. George Foreman's strategy coming in was to land a lot of jabs. Teddy, you got to grade him out with an A here.
Maybe even an A+, Joe. That plus is the right hand. Once the jab has been there, bang, the right hand came just when it was supposed to. Give him an A+.
A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. That is a sharp uppercut by George Foreman. He engages in the clinch. Foreman with a big uppercut. Foreman's combination punching here is showing you what good boxing is all about. 3 punches thrown, 3 punches landed. A well-placed left hand up top. Good flush shot by George Foreman. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs.
Fucking beautiful. That was fucking amazing. I want another round like that.
This is turning into a wasted effort here as we reflect on the first 3 rounds and get a chance to look at Teddy's scorecard. Yes, he's throwing punches, but nothing's landing clean. He's down on your scorecard 3-0.
Yeah, he's wide open every time he throws, and he's getting caught counter, especially that right hand, right up the middle.
Evander Holyfield's trainer is telling him, hey, just stick with what you've been doing. Yeah, but what he was doing caused him to get rocked earlier.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make an adjustment. Now, they don't feel it's time yet, but that time's coming. It's coming quick.
See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Foreman lands a formidable left. Evander Holyfield's inability to get away from his opponent's left hand is so evident.
And it's going to stay that way if he doesn't change something. He needs to move the other direction, away from that punch.
Huge left from Big George. And a snapping uppercut by George Foreman. Foreman staying away from trouble. He's out there on the outside. That's exactly what he wanted to do, backing him up against the ropes. And now he brings the left hand upstairs. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by George Foreman. Right hand downstairs. He got all into that one. That was a solid uppercut. Good job on the two-punch combo by George Foreman. Off the target by Evander Holyfield. Big George Foreman with a big, angry hook.
Don't fight his fight.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance. Two snapping jabs by George Foreman. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Good job staying away from the danger there. Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities, because he's got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
Scores well to the head with the right hand.
Move your head.
Crashes home with a hook. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by George Foreman. Doubles up the jab. Forceful hook by George Foreman. Foreman's so dangerous with that accuracy, a two-punch combination landing. Evander Holyfield's right hand scores well that time. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. Solid left hand to the head. Nice strike after catching one by George Foreman. And now committing to that midsection as the target with the combination punching. Turns over that hook upstairs. So he puts forth another punishing display. Foreman's dominating this fight from start to finish, and the end is getting near.
Yeah, and his opponent's looking like he's got Everlast written on his forehead. I mean, he looks like a bag.
Not one, but two. Good work with the jab up top.
Move!
Good block by George. You see him with the left of the head there? Foreman's making for a very, very difficult night for his opponent. His opponent knew this was coming. He knew he was... Evander Holy... Solid. Knocked down by a hook. Give him a lot of credit for even getting up from that knockdown, but he still has to impress and move forward here.
Yeah, I applaud him. I give him credit, but I also recognize that he's in good shape. That's one of the reasons he got up.
Foreman's doing really well on the outside, utilizing his jab. Double jab upstairs. Huge right hand from George Foreman. That's a huge left he just scored with. And a big shot comes home for him. This is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6.
And it's over. This fight is over. George Foreman's power just much too much for his opponent. Another knockout for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, by knockout, your winner, Big George Foreman.
I like the way he finished things tonight, Teddy. George Foreman's your winner by knockout in a fight that he controlled throughout.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, and just as importantly or more,
Ladies and
Good
gentlemen,
evening, everybody. Joe
from the
Tessitore
Tarzan
alongside
Center
Teddy
in
Atlas, and
Las
welcome to
Vegas.
scheduled to go the full 10 if we get that far. Round 1 underway. 1, 2 jabs up top.
Head movement.
He missed with that headshot. Foreman's power is dynamic, truly dynamic. The kind of stuff that could end this fight early on.
yeah, it is, but there's a danger to that, too. If he doesn't land early on, if he doesn't have his way early on, maybe he gets discouraged.
David Hayes tagged by a hook.
You're still not moving enough.
What a good counterpunch by David Hayes. Nice work, the left hand to the head. Double jab right to the face. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Nice hook by David Hayes. Good right hand. Look at that. Not a good sign of the night to come. He's down here in the first round.
Came out a little careless.
You know David Hayes not going to give up easily. He beats the count here. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. Hits him in the mug with the right. Well-placed hook. And right from the start, he's throwing the power punches and landing them.
I think he has a date and he wants to get to it.
Good stuff by David Hay, working his combinations well. Unbelievable pace here tonight. Both guys have no plans of having this fight go far. I'm sure the frame of reference for most is Hagler Hearns.
Yeah, you wonder if it's going to live up to that. So far, so good.
Oh, keep your feet moving.
And we come to the end of the round. Now that he's back in the corner, we get a close-up look. David Hayes' cut even looks worse.
And it's up to the fighter now, Joe, for his attitude not to change. You know, we can look at it and we can say, wow, that cut looks worse. The fans can look at it and say that. But the fighter must be steady, the same attitude as though he doesn't have a cut. Otherwise, he has no chance of winning this fight.
You got that?
Flush right hand to the head. A good two-punch combo by George Foreman.
Looking good.
Foreman's missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found. Big George Foreman with a big right hand. David Hayes' nose is bloodied up. Who knows how that started right there, but the bottom line is he's got to deal with it. His opponent has to be getting frustrated here. He had his man down, but now he keeps getting tied up.
Look, I'm frustrated watching it. I don't care about his opponent. I don't have any pity for him right now because he's allowed himself to get frustrated, allowed himself to get tired. All he has to do is rotate those shoulders back a little bit, push off a little bit, create room.
Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by David Haye. Combination to the head.
Watch that!
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by George Foreman. Foreman's showing you that sublime skill right now with that two-punch combo. And that's the end of round 2. David Haye's style is flawed in this fight. It's not matching up well with an opponent who's more than comfortable hitting him from the outside.
He's standing there and all he's doing is absorbing. Somebody's got to remind him, you don't get points, you don't get credit for taking a good shot.
Foreman's showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch.
Back to the body.
How about that left hand? A little head hunting never hurt. Does it with the hook. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by George Foreman. And now he's targeting upstairs. Foreman's done a really nice job of being able to land that back power hand. He's coming in with that straight punch and really scoring well.
Yeah, well, he's getting a little bit of help because his opponent keeps leading with hooks in front. The old timers would always say, don't lead with a hook from too far in front because his straight punch will find its way inside it.
Able to land the hook to the head. Straight right was lined up, but he missed. Well, that was his intention, and that's what he's doing, not engaging in the fight and clinching. Up top with the right hand.
Stay away from those.
Good work with the uppercuts. Nice job there. You can see him timing that double jab to the head. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by David Haye.
Nice one. He can't handle the speed. It's too much fun. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Foreman's enjoying a big lead here, Teddy, and we talk about this often as we begin round number 4, up 3-0 on your scorecard. When you have scored a knockdown that early in a fight, a real hole for your opponent to try to overcome.
Yeah, because now he has to start taking chances.
Good power punch, the right hand. Oh! How will David Haye react now? A power shot just floored him. So now the question becomes, after that knockdown, and he has gotten up, how does he survive?
Joe, one of the ways he survives is if he's been taught. Have good habits, have good fundamentals been put there. You're going to find out right now, he needs them right now.
Good job by Haye's opponent right there, and David actually, and yet another big shot comes in. Knocked down again. Unreal.
Now you got to wonder what the corner's thinking. Are they going to stop this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
David Haye's going to have to pull himself together here. Now he beat the count, but still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, a lot of work because he doesn't have the benefit of his legs. Can't move around there wobbly right now. So what he's got to do is grab on a little bit and walk. Walk to the ropes, kill some time, make the referee come in between you and break you.
George Foreman's combination punching is just perfect. punches there. 3 punches landing. Now, this is exactly what I love out of an offensive fighter, Teddy. A guy who's able to put together the multi-punch combinations and make it look like it's just the sweet science.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you can do when you have good fundamentals. Not just good physical ability. That's only part of the equation. But just good technical ability. And that's what he's doing. He's snapping his punches. They're nice and clean. They're crisp. They're short. They're together.
Well-placed, well-timed combo up top. He didn't see that left hand, and it got to him back. There it is! He goes down in the later stages of this round. He's going to try to survive it.
One, two, three, four, five, six.
The ref is stopping this fight. David Haye's night has ended early here. Unable to go the distance, he couldn't rise up and beat the count.
Your winner, George Foreman.
And that's exactly why he